It is being recorded. Perfect. Okay, so from our conversation yesterday there, you guys have Refined has purchased Fix-It, but we're no longer going to use them. We're just going to start anew and start from scratch. So I'll just tell you a little bit about us. I just do want to ask you a few questions, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Currently, do you have any kitchen vendors that you currently buy from, such as like Canyon Creek or Merit Kitchens, or are you providing your own cabinetry and building it yourself?
No, we have a supplier. We have a couple different kitchen suppliers that we order from.
Okay, sounds good. Awesome. Okay, and right now, do you have just Mikey as your main installer? Do you have anybody else, like subcontractors or other company installers, as well as the
He's
designers?
he's the main installer, and he is looking to hire more people, and he does have one helper that he's sort of training. He's not a kitchen installer, but I think the plan is for him to become one.
Sounds great. Perfect. So you're the only one in the front office.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. And you've got the 2020 catalog key, which is great. Awesome. Okay, so perfect fit closets. So you probably saw us with our old logo, perfect
Mhm.
closets with our maple leaf. We are now converting as of June. We're going to be converting to a new logo, and everything's going to be new. So new portal, new everything, new colors. We are no longer laying up our own paper. We're going to buy all the boards from Uniboard and Tafisa. It's still a green product. There's still no added formaldehyde, no added urea, no off gases. But we really do love the Uniboard colors and the Tafisa colors, which I'll show you momentarily.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Our main vendors are going to be Hafele. I think 90% of all the fasteners and accessories come from Hafele, and we do use Marathon and Richelieu for the remaining hardware. We all house that in our warehouse. So when you drag and drop items in our catalog, all the fasteners come with it. It's all working on the back end, and you don't have to worry about purchasing anything extra. It's all in the catalog.
Okay.
Okay. So our facility looks like this. So this is our shipping and receiving yard. All the systems that we have are all automated. This is our board panel yard system, as you can see. We like to have everything automated so there's less human error. A lot of our actual kitchen manufacturers actually try to purchase from us direct as well because they don't like changing their CNC machines. You can imagine the amount of time it takes to change machines over and over again. And we want to be exact to the millimeter. Therefore, we have dedicated machines for dedicated processes. A lot of kitchen companies do try to actually do closets, but it's very, very hard on the system itself. This is our laser edge bander. We have our Holzer edge bander as well as EMA laser edge bander. So different types of processes for the different types of edge banding. All the edge banding that we carry are all 1 millimeters. That's one of our corner cutters, and it creates fantastic TFL boards, matte boards, and high gloss boards. Most of the actual product that we carry are going to be 96 inches by 48 inches or 108 inches by 48 inches. There's a little bit of our showroom, and that's just a little bit about us. Okay.
Okay.
All right. The onboarding process is very, very simple. We connect yesterday. We're going to have our meeting right now, and then I'll open it up for some questions and answers. I can give you some cost compares if you want to just double check our pricing and so forth. And then I can certainly mail you out some samples. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. There is samples right now from Fix-It that you have obtained, correct?
Yeah, I found a box of perfect fit
Okay.
samples, and I'm not sure if it's complete with all the samples that you carry, but I can go through and let you know what colors we have and don't have.
No problem at all. Now, is that sample kit, is it in a drawer box already? Or is it just
Yeah, it's in a
samples?
drawer box.
Okay, what kind of drawer box is it? Is it dovetailed or a regular
It's a
M
dovetail.
dovetail? Perfect. So you can use the dovetail drawer box again. We still
Mhm.
have that product.
Okay.
However, all the colors are going to be changing and so forth. We'll,
Oh,
yeah, so I'll talk to our production team and our operations team to see if we can just give you a credit
okay.
from Fix-It, and then that can be applied to your new samples so you don't have to repurchase them again. and
Oh, that'd be really nice.
we'll update that for you. But for sure, the dovetail drill box you can certainly keep. The colors that you have right now, they're going to be good until June 30th.
Okay,
Another month, you can still use those colors, and then we can go ahead and send you some more samples.
perfect.
Okay. After we've done all the homework there's a dealer agreement that Mikey can certainly sign. And then that unlocks your dealer portal. We'll give you a username and password. And then there's complimentary training pods. We've got our design training pod, software training pod, install pod, and marketing pod. And then we just do quarterly follow-ups. Most of the dealers that we carry are in your realm. They're kitchen and bathroom remodelers. But then we also do have a few dedicated closet companies and so forth.
Okay.
What's great is we're very similar to every single closet company. We're a one-stop shop. You design in 2020, we put it all in one pallet, and we send it off to you. Very, very easy. You don't have to worry about a quota. We're not going to be hassling you every single month saying, hey, you're not buying from us, what's happening here. That mainly pertains to franchisees and franchisors, and we're not in that business, so there's no royalty fees, no nothing. You just buy whenever you need us. There's no inventory whatsoever to carry, but you will have leftovers. After every single project, you'll have some leftover fasteners, leftover fillers, and so forth. And I always recommend to keep that on site because you never know, Mikey or your new installer might drop a whole bunch of fasteners down a heat register, and now you'll have extras. Every time you place an order with us in our catalog, it'll give you odd number of fasteners. So for example, adjustable shelf pins, you need 4 of them, but we'll give you 5 just in case as extras. So start accumulating those, and you never know, you might need those in the future because you are still paying for that. Even though it is just pennies, like 2 cents here, 3 cents here, it'll certainly add up.
Right.
Okay. So in our complimentary training pod, the sales pod typically takes roughly about 2 hours, and this is kind of where you're going to take over. Melanie Braun, she'll go over the dealer portal. She'll kind of go over everything, where to find everything. She'll go over the products in greater detail so you know how to sell and how to design. The design pod is typically between 8 to 10 hours of do-it-yourself training. There's several different ways that you can train yourself. First is the weekly webinars. Every Tuesdays and every Thursdays at 10 a.m. Pacific, we have a drop-in where any dealer can click on our Zoom link, drop into our weekly webinars. Tuesdays is basic training, Thursdays is advanced training, and you can certainly train yourself, logging in. We just mute all our dealers. You can certainly go through our pre-recorded videos. We have a plethora of different videos from pre-recorded webinars to individual videos on every single part and how to use them in the design. Okay. When you sign up with us, we'll be more than happy to give you a complimentary project. So if your project's got 7 closets, send it to us. We'll be more than happy to design the first one for you, especially if you're in a time crunch, or you can save it down the road in case you're very busy and you want to send us a larger file. What's really cool is you have unlimited training. Using our online tool, you can book a session with us. So if you open up my email as an example, I'll just open up a brand new email. Every single one of our team has a link that says, click here to book an appointment with our support team. You don't have to ask us. You can click on this link at any time. It's also located in the portal, and that will open up Google Meets. I'll quickly show you. And this is kind of what it looks like. It's all based on your time on your computer, and it will unlock the different time zones and the different dates. So just click on the time that you want. It just shows you your first name, last name, just enter the information and the reason for booking. If you want training, if you want us to review your file, if you want us to just watch what you're doing, absolutely no problem at all. Here's an example. We had this one person, they're brand new to 2020. They've never had the program before. They've never done closet before. She logged in every single day for an hour session just for us to watch her. And we have no problem doing that whatsoever.
Right.
So that's probably going to be the fastest way for you to train yourself on the actual catalog.
Right.
Okay. If you want tracking information, you can email us at support. If you have any questions, just file a review, anything. That's what it's there for.
Okay.
The install pod typically takes about 2 hours of video time. So we have been doing this now for over 15 years. We have a good idea of the fastest way to build our module systems on site. Now, I understand Mikey's obviously very experienced, but I always still recommend to watch how we do it because we have a few shortcuts that you can certainly take.
Right. Okay.
This might be a good session for your new installer that actually signed on. That person might be able to do the install by themselves, no problem, just watching these videos. Okay. In our training pod, you'll get a certificate of completion that will help with your professional growth after doing our modules and so forth. And then you can carry on if you decide to move on from Refined.
Okay.
Okay, so we got various offerings from over 24 TFL colors, a dozen high gloss colors, matte colors, and so much more. So why don't we go right into the dealer portal and I'll show you a little bit about us a bit more. All right, so let's open up our new portal. So we have 2 dealer portals. The new portal is going to be active next month in June, and I'll show you what we have. So right now, you've kind of called us in between sessions. We are currently located in Calgary, Alberta, and we are actually moving to Winnipeg, Manitoba, so we're more centralized, so we can take care of both east, west, as well as south. I'll show you the map momentarily. So this is our portal. This is the new portal. I don't want to show you the old portal because the old portal is going to be gone by the end of June, but we're going to be implementing this in 2 weeks. Okay. I'm going to click on the dealer login. I've already logged in for the day. It already asked me for my username and password, but I'm already in, and that unlocks several different tabs from our notice board, product overview, all the way to our frequently asked questions. So let's go ahead and hover over the closet components and garage components. So we have 2 different types of components, the closets and the garages. Closets, primarily, people love using closet suppliers because it's backless. By having it backless, we've saved a lot of money. We could also share panels. If all the modules are the exact same depth, we can share the panel. So that eliminates a lot of extra material, thus a lot of cost savings for your clients. Closets are meant as a value add-on service to your existing business. So if you're selling kitchens, let's say at $20,000, you can shave off 3/4 of that by getting closets just for the closet components. So not many people use kitchen components for their closets. Okay. So again, we're sharing panels and it's backless. We can have it off the ground and on the wall or on the ground. With garage cabinetry, it's very similar to kitchens where we have a top, bottom, sides, and backing for the closet structural components. All the horizontals are 1 inch and everything else is 3/4 inches. So this is very similar to a kitchen component, but we need it structurally sound because obviously it's a lot heavier components that they'll be carrying. The garage cabinetry has aluminum legs as well, 6 inches off the ground, because we understand that we don't want any water damage, especially for garages, for cars going in and out. So the aluminum legs will help, and it does have an adjustment at the bottom of every single leg. Okay. For our closet structures, colors. So again, we're using the Tafisa as well as the Uniboard products. We have 4 levels of pricing from our level 1 white, level 2 Nova white, Fashionista, and so forth. If you click on each individual link, it'll give you a better resolution, but this doesn't do justice. The physical sample is absolutely wonderful. It's phenomenal. Did you get a chance to take a look at that brochure that I gave you yesterday?
Not yet, no.
Not yet. I'll quickly just dive into it really quick. And here it is. So this is the brochure that I just emailed you. You can certainly use this for your clients as well. It tells you a little bit of closet inspiration photos. It's all in high definition. And at the very bottom, so it talks about different pantries and so forth, different profiles, floating shelves and so forth. And then right here are all the colors that we offer. And then all the accessories. So again, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. You can go ahead, use this PDF, send it to your clients if you wish. Okay, this will also be in a PowerPoint presentation as well. So if you want to subtract the Perfect Fit Closets logo and add Refined on there, you certainly can. And now you've got your own customized brochure as well.
Oh, nice.
So I thought that was going to be pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
Warranties. Let's quickly talk about the warranty. For the duration of the ownership of the home, your client's got full coverage and warranty on all the wooden core product. For all commercial applications, you have up to 1 year warranty on commercial applications, pretty standard in the industry. Okay. All right. And that's the brochure. So please help yourself. And so these are all the colors. I love a lot of these colors. A lot of them have different sheens as well. From level 1 to 3, we have more of an eggshell satin sheen. And then level 4 has got more of a veneer type. And then we also have our matte solid colors. This was popular. A lot of people have been asking for solid colors, especially in the East Coast United States. So now we have a whole plethora of solid colors as well. And then we have our high gloss. High gloss is mainly pertaining to profiles. So if they wanted their caulkers to be in TFL, but they wanted their door fronts or drawer fronts in high gloss, we can certainly do that as well. I think in my lifetime with the company in the last 10 years, I've only sold 2 closets that they wanted high gloss as the structure because they wanted to showcase their shoes and their purses. Otherwise, it's a very expensive product. It's 4 times more expensive than the TFL product. So we'll use that mainly toward door and drawer fronts.
Okay.
You can see a lot of the natural wood selections. So a lot of these colors are phenomenal. They're just fantastic. And I'm very excited to send you samples of these. We use cams and covers to cover it up. We can see if you click on this here, we have our white cam, the covers for it associated with the following colors and so forth. So we don't give you cam cover stickers, but we give you the applicable cam and covers associated with this specific color. Okay. All right, moving on. Door and drawer profiles. So all our products, we can carry them in Euro flat fronts. And then there's select that we can have 2 different types of shakers. We have a 90-degree shaker as well as a poly 45 shaker. You can see the mired corners here and the full 90 here. So these are true 5P shakers with a 1/4 inch inset in the inside. And you can see that all the colors are available for all the different profiles.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay. I think the only thing that's different is with our TFL 90, we can only have a direct match to TFL 2, and then Poly 45 is direct match to TFL 1. Otherwise, everything is all unlocked. We can do any profile you'd like in any color.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Drawer boxes. So you've got the dovetail drawer box. You've already seen it. You have it in your hand. Oops, and that link isn't working. A lot of our links aren't working yet because it's still being worked on with the marketing team. But with a dovetail drawer box, you have it in your hand. It's a 5/8 inch Baltic birch. It's got a clear coat lacquer on top. It's pre-assembled on site, and you don't have to do anything else with it. We actually produce all the drawer boxes for California Closets in Canada because they don't have manufacturing here. So we put a clear coat varnish on ours. California Closets, they have a raw box. Okay. The next type is our 3/4 inch drawer box. This is the standard drawer box and the most popular by far. It comes in 5 different pieces, and it comes in any color that you carry. Your installer can assemble this on site, or for a nominal fee, we could pre-assemble this for you. We always recommend to have it unassembled. It'll be easier and cheaper for shipping. And it really doesn't take a long time to assemble this together. As you can see, it just requires dowels. You dowel them together and it's done. Right? I think my 16-year-old, he did it a couple times and he was done in minutes. All right, moving on. Actually, let's take a look at this picture here, real quick here. All our drawer boxes, regardless if it's dovetailed or the 3/4 inch, has 4 notches at the very bottom. We provide you with undermount soft close slides for all our drawer boxes so that we can maximize the space width efficiency. If we given you side slides, we'd have to shrink the actual drawer box and make it more narrow. So I love using the undermount soft close slides.
Okay.
All right, floating shelves. This is a brand new product from Richelieu that we started using 2 years ago. I love showcasing this product because everybody loves a floating shelf. What's really cool about this is that each prong has got an adjustment screw so that it can cater toward the drywall. Drywall is never straight or perfect. It's never plumb. So it's got an adjustment screw on each prong, and it's got a tilting feature to tilt the shelf up or down to make sure it's level. A lot of people like to use these in media rooms and in pantries or any focal walls for decorations.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on, let's click on accessories. All the accessories that we carry are going to be from Häfele, from our closet accessories, closet rods, door locks, handles, garage accessories, hooks, and so forth.
Okay.
We love this product because all the product comes from Europe and it is next level. We love showcasing it. I believe 3/4 of all the closet companies in North America use Häfele. We've got their information from the website, and it's all situated in our portal, from our valet rods, jewelry trails, belt racks, and so forth. If you click on each applicable link, it'll give you more information about it and so forth. Obviously, some of the links don't work right now.
Mm-hmm.
Still being worked on, but you can click on the link and it'll give you more specific dimensions, and it's available in several different colors. Magic numbers will always be 18, 24, and 30. So a lot of these accessories come in those specific sizes. Whenever I'm making a closet design, I always try to anticipate that maybe my client would like one of these accessories. So I'll make some magic module numbers of either 18, 24, and 30 to anticipate putting one of these products in there. Okay. Shoe fences are probably the most popular accessory that we have because everybody loves a shoe tower and everybody wants to have slanted shoe fences. And this is another popular product that we have. It's $200 each, but this is a wardrobe lift. If you have extra tall ceilings, they can have a triple hang now and utilize the height of the ceiling. Or if somebody's in a wheelchair or somebody's very short, they can certainly use this wardrobe lift. It's got hydraulics and springs on the left and right side, and this pull down easily pulls down and they can access their closet rod, right? I think somebody in Reno, Nevada just bought, I think 10 of them for their closet 2 weeks ago because they were in a wheelchair. So something for everyone.
Sandy.
Otherwise, I won't click on every single link, but we have you covered here. Handles, we got some basic handles here, but half our dealers never purchase their handles. They like to purchase right from the dealer because they want to match for their kitchens or whatever. Okay.
Right.
All right, so let's move on here. Our marketing tab. So in our marketing tab, here are the brochures. We're going to put out our PowerPoint here so that you can certainly customize it. It's the exact same brochure that I just showed you. We also have closet photos. So if you want to upgrade your media, social media, if you want to put something on your website, feel free to grab any one of these photos. They're free of charge. They belong to us. Feel free to use them however you wish. There's also panoramic views that you can certainly click on. You can use these links. Some of these designs are fictitious and some of them are real. I think this one's a fictitious one, but feel free to use any one of these panoramic links on here. Okay, you can use it for closet inspiration, send it to your clients, and so forth.
Nice.
Okay, with your kitchen manufacturers right now, do they all use 2020 and do you use the panoramic views?
Yeah, 2020, I haven't been able to get the panoramic view to work in my 2020, so I'm not sure if I need to fix something or what, but
It did change in 2020 if I quickly open it up. There's a change with how the 360s are working. If you actually go to the presentation tab, click on the 360 panoramic link, and then it's going to ask you to create and add a view. You have to click on add. The render will come up. Once the render is done, obviously I don't have anything now. Actually,
right.
you know what? I'll just show you what I actually do an actual closet for you.
Okay.
And that way you can do it for your kitchens.
That would be helpful. Thank you.
I'll show you. No problem at all. It was a little bit of a change. I think the biggest change from the USB key to the Design Live was the rendering portion. I think otherwise everything will stay the same.
Right.
Okay. All right. So that is our marketing tab. Policies and forms. I just wanted to show you the actual lifetime warranty, but I actually showed you already there. Here's different forms such as our updated shipping forms, samples forms, and so forth. So feel free to click on any one of these links. Trading. So let's talk about trading. So we talked about there's 3 different pods: the sales training, software training, and the install training. Sales training. So Madeleine Braun, she's going to show you exactly this is her realm. This is her tab. She shows you everything about like cheat sheets, what to measure, design tips, and so forth, cleats versus L brackets, design ergonomics, such as what are the current standards in the industry. If I were to make a master closet, it kind of gives you a quick cheat sheet on different types of heights and so forth. So there's a lot of helpful tips, and these are all optional. You don't have to use any of it, but we just want to guide you on the best way to use our system. Okay. I'm going to digress for a quick moment and talk about retail value determination. People always ask me, how much should I retail my closets for? Well, it really depends on your market, where you're located, if this is a bundle package, and so forth. Here's an example. One of our dealers in Chicago, she struggled selling any product. So she had a sale and said, you know what, buy my kitchens at full price and I'll throw in closets at a 50% discount or a 20% discount, or, you know, I'll give it to you at cost plus install, just so that she can get the initial sale off the kitchens, because that's where most of your money is going to come from, is your kitchens. So you can really play around with how much you want to retail our closets for. So you are completely in control. Nobody can call us off the streets and ask us for a price, because we understand every dealer has got their own pricing, just so that you're aware. Okay. Which is awesome. So this closet here, I've built for $2,100. The reason why this one's expensive is that I've got a bump out for my doors, so my drawers on the left and right, and I've got these $200 wardrobe lifts here. So this costs $2,100, and here's different types of multipliers. Now, this is just an example. You don't have to use my formula at all. But if I used a multiplier of 2.2, I would retail that closet for $4,600. So the cost is $2,100, and that's what spits out in 2020. The multiplier 2.2, and I would retail it for $4,600. I have to pay the installer some money. I got to pay the salesperson some money. The material cost of $2,100, freight, which is not included in 2020 because everybody is in a different area, which we'll talk about just momentarily. And then we have the margins for the company and for the owner. So again, you can certainly play around this formula. It's just a rough example. All right, moving on. Software training. The first section here is just a quick overview on how to get your plan views, design information, and so forth, how to enhance your designs. At the very bottom here, we have 3 columns. How to use our module systems, how to add parts, how to add accessories. And on the right-hand column, we have cabinets for garages, how to use the garage cabinetry line, the doors and profiles, the accessories, hardwares, and then we have kitchens. If you ever want to do cabinet refacing, somebody says, Sarah, I just need you to actually just throw out my doors, give me brand new doors. You can certainly buy door and drawer profiles from us as well. Okay. And then again, for our training for software, again, we can use unlimited assistance. We can certainly help you out with the support tool that I just showed you, or you can always email us. Install training, same concept. It's a do-it-yourself. We have different PDF links on how the system works. And we also have this that's brand new. We print out this sheet and we supply it to every single one of our pallets. So when you receive the pallet, you'll receive this document, and there's a QR code. So let's just say that the installer forgot how to install something. They can go onto this QR code, or they can go right to our YouTube playlist, and it shows you the different playlists that we have on how to install our system. It says step 1, obtain your plan view from your designer. So that's the only thing that you have to provide your installer. The plan view is probably the most important piece that you as a designer have to provide. I always recommending adding extra notes on your design for the clientele, but as well as the installer, so they know how to build it, right? Adding no notes won't help your installer at all, because now they'll be guessing.
Right.
Next is stage 2. It says stage the area, organize your parts. Step 3, build your system according to the plan view and notes, and so forth. So again, we're just giving you basic instructions on how to assemble our stuff. There's no instruction manual such as IKEA that says module 1, this is how you're going to build it. Module 2, this is how you're going to build it. We just give you an overview how to build everything, and we use the plan view as the blueprint.
Okay.
Here are all the different overviews, palette checklists, how to arrive at the client's house, how to stage the area, how to add doors and drawers, closet accessories, and so forth. Okay, so let's show you a couple videos right now that I love to show. The first video that I like to show is what the palette is going to look like. Depending on your project will determine how big the palette is going to be. This video example shows what a maximum size palette is going to look like. This is 120 inches long by 44 inches wide by 24 inches high. That's what a maximum pallet's going to look like. I asked the guys to remove the outer layer so you can see what it looks like on the inside. On the inside, you can see the extensive metal tie wraps, the extra cardboard. We have corner protectors, and then there's more packaging on the inside. My question that I ask everybody is, do you have a forklift on site or a loading dock by chance to receive a shipment like this?
No, we don't.
You don't. Now, that is homework for you and Mikey to try to find somebody that has these capabilities. Usually people will start knocking on the neighbor's door and says, hey, listen, I've got like that pallet that comes in every single month whenever I have a closet. Can we use your forklift, or can you take it out for us and we'll give you $20 or like a 6-pack of beer or whatever the case is. So that's probably the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
You could also find third-party receivers in the Powell River area. A lot of the logistics companies and carriers have that, and hopefully they can receive it on your behalf, and then you can back in your truck and drop it inside.
Right.
So that's
Yeah.
probably one thing that you have to figure out. And I don't know what Crystal or Tamara did.
Yeah,
Do you,
they basically whoever was delivering it would take it out of their truck
Yep.
with their forklift, put it outside, and then I think some of the guys would just unpack it and bring it in, but then you're more likely to cause damage to the items if you
Yes.
unpack it.
Let me quickly take a look at the account, the old Fixit account. Let's see what they did real quick here.
Sure.
I'm just going to look right now. So it says here they already had a loading dock. They had a pallet jack already. And it looks like yeah, they received it, but I don't know how they unloaded it. Actually, let's take a look at the address. Maybe that'll help us figure that out. Give me one moment here. Might as well figure it out now. So that's underneath Fixit. It's on my other screen here. Just give me one more minute here. Now I'm curious what they did. So let's not reinvent the wheel if they've already figured it out. Okay, Fixit. Found it. And shipping information. So it says here it is being delivered to 4690 Marine Avenue, which is your site. It says here that they do have a loading dock, no forklift.
I mean, we have two double doors that open, but it's not really a loading dock. It's kind of inconvenient, and lots of the shipping companies don't like delivering here because the cement is all uneven and it's a pain for them to get their pallet jacks in. But
do you have a neighbor that you could borrow their forklift or ask to offload it?
yeah, not really, but I'll talk to Mikey about that. I think he's been meaning to talk to the landlord about first things first, making the cement more even there, because it's really hard for pallet jacks to get in and out because they get sort of stuck on the uneven ground.
Yeah. So I don't know what they did, because it says here, because we've done a few orders for Crystal, no problem, but it says here she's got yes for loading dock. So when you do fill out this form, just be cautious about it. Maybe start thinking about it, start talking to Mikey about it, and see what you guys could do. Because you can definitely see from this pallet that it's very long. You will need someone to offload it there. Yes, you could leave it on the truck and have two people like kind of offload it like 2 pieces at a time. But yes, you might damage your product, if you're going really fast, because you don't want to keep the truck driver, because they'll start charging time.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I'll talk to Mikey about how he wants to deal with that.
Okay. So again, try to find like a logistics company. Maybe there's like a local trucking company nearby that can just receive your product, and then they would just charge like a daily charge or like a weekly charge to house it for you until they're ready.
Right.
Maybe they could do a white glove service where they say, you know what, receive my pallet, and then once it's there, I will tell you where to drop it off, like
Yeah, that might be best.
which residential address. That way, you don't even have to truck it or anything. They do the white glove service on your behalf.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay,
Okay.
I'll look into that.
So something to think about. Or again, like I said, neighbors are always great. They're always going to be your cheapest option, just to take it off the truck, house it, even just for a couple bucks,
Hmm.
and then they can help you load it onto his truck. What kind of truck does he have? Does he have like an actual like 3/4 ton truck, a 1 ton truck, or just a regular pickup truck?
Right now we're kind of what we've been doing is getting things delivered directly to the client's house
Yeah,
because we just have it's like a diesel cube van kind of thing, but it's kind of small. So
right.
Mikey still needs to look into getting something a little bit
Okay,
better for
sounds
doing
good. So if he
deliveries.
does have like a 1 ton truck, that would suffice. We can just load it on there. But you can see that this is like a regular Sprinter van, and we're able to slide it in no
Mhm.
problem. So
Yeah, right.
so again, I'll send you this picture as well, for Mikey to see.
Hmm.
Um, but yes, you have to figure out that certain challenge for you. Okay.
Right. Okay.
All right. Let's keep moving on. The next thing I want to show you is the two different types of systems that we have. We've got a tall module where it sits on the floor. We can do 8 inches deep to 30 inches deep. And then for heights, we can do 12 and 8 all the way to 107 7/8. Now, if you had a 84-inch system, we'll give it to you on a 96-inch pallet. If you use the full height of our system, we'll give it to you on a longer pallet. So the pallet size will be determined by the nature of the product or the design that you do. Okay.
Right.
I won't show you any of these. It's self-explanatory. It just sits on the floor. Wall modules, 8 to 15 inches deep off the ground, or 12 to 83 and 15/16. This is kind of what it looks like. We use a hanging rail. Your installer will find the wooden stud because we know that the wooden stud's got a pull force of over 1,500 pounds. We've got the cover to cover the hanging rail. We've got the arm end mechanisms, and then we have the cover for it when it's all said and done. Okay.
Okay.
First, we're going to mount the rail. I'm just going to fast forward just a little bit here. I'm going to mute this video, and let's get rid of this ad. Okay, so the first things first, we're going to go ahead and I'll fast forward this video. So the installer is trying to find their wooden stud right now. Once they find the wooden stud all along, we're now going to add the cover for it. So the installer is just talking about the cover. We're going to add the cover right on there to hide it. So once we've done snapping that into place, let's go back. We are now going to use the hardware, install the hardware on our panels. Installer is talking about what's happening here, what fasteners to use. We love using this system because it's got 2 adjustment screws, which I'll just show you in just a moment. We use the 32 millimeter European system. The center of every line boring hole is 32 millimeters, similar to kitchen cabinetry.
Mm-hmm.
Here are all the panels for a wall system. We're going to slot it into our pre-drilled holes. We do all the homework for you. You just have to put those 2 screws in. Okay. We're going to put our extra fasteners in place. I'm going to skip this video here. We'll go to the next video. And now we're going to assemble them together. Obviously, I've skipped a few videos, but in a nutshell, this gives you a great idea. Installer is now talking about the hanging rail. We're going to position this right onto the rail system. And now we're going to take our fixed shelf and place it at the very top. We use cam locks, very similar to an IKEA system. And in the cam locks, we're going to just drop it in place with our fasteners aboard and a 1/4 inch turn of our cam lock system, and it locks it into place. So our cam locks, like I said, there's 4 different colors: white, beige, dark brown, and black. We give you the appropriate color depending on the type of structure color that you have. Okay. All right, let's keep moving on. So he's going to go ahead and start finishing and building from one section at a time. As you can see, it's all backless to make the system less expensive for your client. Again, this is a fantastic value add-on service for your clients. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Adjustment screws. So what's really cool is this adjustment screw, and this is very important. This is the same system that California Closets uses for good reason. This adjustment screw moves the arm forward and backward so that make sure that it's nice and secure to the back wall. This adjustment screw moves the arm up and down to make sure it's level. So let's go ahead and see how that works. So now, oops, sorry, let's rewind that a bit. So right now there's a little bit of a gap. He's going to use that adjustment screw. The whole system is going to move closer to the wall. And you can see it's now as close and tight to the wall as possible to secure it. And now he's going to do the same thing here. And the system has now moved closer to the wall. And now we're going to use a level, and we're going to use the other adjustment screw to move the arm up and down to make sure it's level. So this side isn't level, so he's going to take the adjustment screw right here, and it's going to move the arm up and down to make sure it's level. When these all said and done, he's going to put a cover right over that to hide the mechanism. Any questions?
No.
Perfect. And then we have all the other videos about installing toe kicks, cam locks, bridge shelves, and so forth. Okay. All right, so let's go right into 2020, and I'll show you how to quickly create a closet. I'm going to go really fast. It's not meant to be training. Just want to show you the closet system itself. So I've got my catalog, Perfect Fit Canada. I've got my closet section here, and then my garage section here, and then my kitchen doors. Let's quickly create a reach-in closet. It's 24 inches deep, let's say 80 inches wide, and let's say 24 inches deep again. I've got 3 different placement zones. I'm going to delete the placement zones that I don't want. So I'm going to delete the placement zone off wall 1 and wall number 3, apply and okay. I've got 1 placement zone. Let's double click, and now I've got my elevation view. I'm going to use the split screen here just to kind of show you there. The first thing that I want to show you is there's going to be wooden studs on the corners and every 16 inches. The drywall will kind of bow out a little bit like this, or sometimes it bows out a little bit like this. So therefore, it's easier to create a 1/4 inch variance off the left wall or a 1/4 inch variance off the right wall, or both, to give your installer a little bit more wiggle room. Or we can make this 1 inch or greater and add a filler. This holds especially true, especially if I've got doors. I especially want this to be at least a minimum of 1 1/4. Or if I've got drawers, I want to have this at least a minimum. So we always want to double check exactly what type of module we're using, what the application is, and give it a little bit of variance. All right, so let's go ahead and use our modules. So in our modules, I can use our wall module or tall module. So as a designer, I can make everything off the ground as option 1. I can make everything on the ground as option 2, or I can mix it and match it. Typically, you do one or the other. So why don't we create everything off the ground? Now, sometimes you'll have a baseboard. Sometimes they're like 2 3/4, pretty standard, no problem at all, easy for the installer. But sometimes the baseboards are like 7 inches and they're like 1 inch thick, and it's very difficult. So making a wall module system off the ground might be better. So again, it really just depends on your actual initial consultation. So why don't we pretend that we have a big baseboard here. We don't want it on the ground. It's going to be off the ground. And so let's create shelves and drawers in the middle. Let's create a double hang on the left and a single hang for dresses and long coats on the right-hand side. So I'm just going to grab my wall module. We're just going to drag and drop it here. Once I see my magnet, go to my farthest left and let go of my mouse. A new dialog box appears. I'm going to right-click the illustration to see a bit better. So again, we're using the 32mm European system. Center of every line boring hole is 32mm. It's 10mm from the first hole to the edge and 10mm from the bottom to the first hole. Okay, so let's create a very tall module. Okay, let's make this one, let's say 72 5/8. Let's go back down. Okay. Next, I can have backing or no backing. Let's click no backing. I can create 1 opening or several openings. We'll just do 1 opening for now. depths, I can go 12, 14, or custom to a 16th of an inch. We'll make closet standard at 14 inches. Opening widths, I got presets of 12, 15, 18, 24, 30, 36, or custom to a 16th of an inch. And we can go as wide as 48 inches wide. We'll make this one 24 inches wide, and we'll put some accessories in there. Panel on left, fully drilled. That means I've got line boring holes on the inside, but as well as the outside. If I click on half drilled, I now have line boring holes on the inside, but a clean face on the outside. So these are great for end panels. I could also remove the panel. If I have the exact same depth as the next module, I can share the panels. Okay, we'll make this one all fully drilled. I do want a bottom shelf. We'll click on OK, and we're going to drop it in, and we're going to center this. So I'm going to drop in this module. I'm going to right click and center. I'm going to now create a double hang on the left-hand side. We'll let the program do all the work. We'll click on wall module stretchable, and we're just going to stretch it from the left side all the way to the module. Right click the illustration. We're going to keep it at 47 3/8. We're going to subtract the panel on the right. We do want a bottom shelf with a rod. We're going to drop this in, and we're going to say that we want this to be a 1/4 inch off the left wall. We'll click on enter. And we're going to resize this width and attach it to our existing module. We'll do the exact same thing on the right side. I'm going to make this one 31 inches tall. We don't need to make this very tall because obviously this is going to be for our dresses. We do want a 1/4 inch off the right side, and we're going to subtract the panel on the right, sorry, the left, and we're going to remove the bottom shelf. And I'll show you how to quickly add that bottom piece in. We'll click on OK. Farthest left, farthest right. And I've got a 1/4 inch, oops, delete that. And I've got my 1/4 inch variance on each side. Now that the module's in place, what's great about this is now I don't have to resize any part. Now that the modules are there, the part will resize according to the module. So all I got to do is my categories, parts, drawers. I can just go ahead and start dragging and dropping my drawers, for example. You can see it's all been resized. I can certainly then add a part, shelves, and let's go ahead and create a fixed shelf here. It's all half overlay. If we take a look at the properties, it's going to be half overlay to a 5/16 of an inch. That's why we can share the panels, because they're all the door and drawer profiles are all going to be half overlay. Okay, now I could just go ahead and just start adding some shelves. I can add a whole bunch of fixed shelves. Here are all adjustable shelves in yellow. I can certainly go to my closet accessories, add some closet rods. Here's a closet rod there. Here's a closet rod right here. And I can go to my accessories. I can add a wire basket, for example. I can add a tie rack. I can add a belt rack, and so forth. Okay. Pretty easy. And then all I got to do now is just add my schematics and just build from there. Make it easier for the client as well as the installer. Is there anything in particular that you want to see?
How close do you typically want the rod to the shelf above?
Great question. That's a very common question. Now, the standard is 5/16. If you make only one, if you just drop it by one hole, it's 15/16 of an inch. So sometimes people might think, that's not enough. So I actually personally, and some people don't care, I like to make this 2 holes. So it's going to be 2 3/16. That's typically how I like to make it.
Yeah,
It really depends on the clients and the hanger they use. Most hangers will fit this with 1 hole down as just under 1 inch. But again, I personally like to have 2 holes.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, if you drop it down 2 holes, now you're going to get less clearance. So now it's less by 1 inch. So whenever you're doing a closet consult, always double check, how tall are they? Are they short? Are they tall? Ask them, measure from the top of the closet rod to the very bottom of their clothes, because that's going to determine the height of the module. If they're very tall people, I'll extend this module a little bit higher and keep growing this to give them more clearance. The average person is going to have 36 to 37 inches of a double hang. But again, if you have somebody that's 6'4", their shirts are going to be a lot taller.
Right.
For dresses, the average is going to be 60 inches from the very top of the rod to the very bottom. So again, we can just move this ever so slightly and customize it according to that client.
Okay.
Hopefully that answers your question. So obviously I would then go ahead and clean up the schematics. I would delete any schematics, add schematics and so forth, just to make it easier for the installer as well as your client. Once I've added my plants, I've added my decorations, I've added all my lights, I can certainly then go ahead to my features and options. I can just change the color schemes. A new dialog box appears, and I can just go ahead and say, okay, accessories are all in polished chrome. I could change it to one of these colors. Oval rods, I could change it from oval rod to round rod aluminum, and so forth. Next is door front profile. It's Euro flat front for our door fronts. I can change it to a poly 45. I can add certainly a handle, or I can do push to open. Let's add a 32 millimeter European handle. Colors, now it talks about finish, drawer fronts. So again, I'm just changing the different colors, just going one by one, line by line. I could choose now from TFL2. These are the color choices. Let's try first class. Closet structure. Okay, we're going to match it. We want TFL level 2. We can change it, have it two-toned, or we can also have it as TFL level 2, first class, and so forth. Wire basket. Do you want this in chrome or different color? The drawer box. Do you want it to be the same or different color? So it's very, very easy. You just kind of go through everything up from the first row all the way to the very bottom. Now, if you're editing, let's just say that you've changed everything to first class. The client comes back to you a week later and says, hey, I want to make a whole bunch of changes. When you do your changes, everything's still going to be defaulted in chrome and defaulted in white. You just have to go back to features and options to change all the colors back and all the profiles back to what you want.
Okay.
Click on OK, and then we can obviously add my lights, add my plants and so forth. Click on my perspective view to check it. And you've got your design. Okay. We'll add our lights and so forth. Okay.
Nice.
Now the question is rendering, how to do renders. So I'll quickly show you for kitchens. So you're going to go into our presentation tab and you're going to click on the 360 publish. It's going to ask you, it needs to add a view. So I'm going to click on add. 360 panoramic view pops up. I'll let that think for a quick second. It might not be ready because we're using Zoom. It's using a lot of the video card. Oh, there it is. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead to my view. Click up and down. And let's just say that this is the view that I want. But right about here. Okay, so that's the view that I want. And then at the very bottom, you can see this blank box, and then it says save view, if you can kind of see it. I'll just say, let's just call it test. We can label it however we wish. And then I'm going to click on save view. Then it's going to say view saved. Perfect. So now I'm going to get out of the 360. And now we have our saved view. Camera height, 60 inches. This is what you want. Resolution, we can do small, medium, large. And quality, medium or high. If you use the highest settings, like large and high, this will probably take you about 30 minutes to render. So I always do it at the end of the day, or I'll bring it home with me, or I'll do it during lunch hour. If you do like medium resolutions, it'll only be about 5 minutes. Okay. Click on publish. Once you hit publish, a new dialog box appears. You have to fill in the appropriate information there. So I'm going to click on Sherwin. This is mandatory, so I'll put in my information, and then I'll just put in my email address again, and then I'll click on send. It's going to start rendering. I highly advise don't do anything on your computer. Let it finish rendering, and then you'll get an email on the 360 panoramic link.
Okay, and then you just forward that to the client if you want to.
Exactly. I never put the client's email down because I like to view I like to view the link first.
It
So
makes sense.
I always like to put both my emails down for both the customer and the designer.
Okay.
Okay. So this would be a fantastic tool for you for kitchens as well. We are a firm believer in curb appeal. Curb appeal is super important. So if they're buying kitchens from you or they're buying closets from you, I highly recommend always giving a 360 panoramic view to make it look as professional as possible.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Sorry, I digressed a lot, and it's almost an hour is up now. I apologize.
That's okay.
Okay, so this closet that I just built, I'm just going to open up the cost and sell report real quick to show you. Everything has all been itemized line by line. The very first one you can see here, quantity 1, we've got a 3/4 inch drawer box. It costs $62. Oops. Just auto save there. The next one is we have 18 dowels for that drawer box at $1.08. We've got 3 posi screws at 12 cents. We have 3 flat screws at 12 cents. So every time you drag and drop a part, the fasteners will come with it. Every time you drive an accessory, it will show up on here. So every single screw fastener is all going to be on here. And at the very bottom, you can see the grand total. So this is the cost of that closet, $1,000, $1,012.13. So that is your cost. That is not the retail costs.
Right.
So please add your applicable retail markup on how much you want to sell that. There's no freight because obviously this is a generic catalog, and we'll figure out freight in just a moment.
Sure.
Okay. Ordering process is pretty simple. If you have 7 closets, you're going to have 7 different design files. I strongly urge you to have 1 design file per closet. This way, we can label every single part according to that room. It would be very difficult for your installer to have all these pieces and not knowing which piece goes to which room.
Right.
Okay? You're going to send the design file and the cost and sell report to orders@perfectfitcanada.com. Within 24 hours, you're going to receive an email from the order desk outlining the production timeline. Our current timeline for Winnipeg is 4 weeks plus shipping. It will also give you any necessary information such as, oh, you ordered this part, but there's currently a back order, but we can certainly mail it out to you afterwards or whatever the case is. So we'll give you specific details on the next email. Okay. You're going to get invoiced and we're going to charge you on your credit card that you provide us. You're going to now receive an email when it's finally all done with a tracking number so you can follow the tracking, and then provide the plan view to your installer. Very, very simple. We are currently located right here in Calgary, but we are now officially moving to Winnipeg as of June 1st. This is going to be available until June 30th. So we're going to have an overlap of 1 month.
Okay.
You can use the current colors that you have now, that you have in your box, up until June 30th with the existing catalog. The new catalog, when it gets released next week or the next coming weeks, you can use the new catalog with the new colors, but coming from Winnipeg. Okay. When the Winnipeg facility opens up the first week of June, I will make sure that you get different freight pricing from our extra small to our extra large closet, so you have an idea of how much freight is going to be.
Okay.
Okay.
It'll probably be more coming from Winnipeg than it was from Calgary.
Yes, but not too much more. So we've done a whole bunch of different cost comparisons. Sending it, so for example, somebody asked us in Seattle, it was only an extra $100 of costs.
Okay.
To go from Calgary to Seattle versus Winnipeg to Seattle, just to give you an idea. So it's not that much more.
No. Okay.
Okay. The hardest part for freight is when you order small closets. If you order a small closet like the one that we just built and nothing else, then yes, freight's going to be very high. because we still have to ship it out to you from our facility over to you. For a very large closet, let's say that there's 7 closets and it costs $10,000, the freight percentage is going to be very, very inexpensive, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason why we're moving to Winnipeg is because we got a faster production time because the facility is double the size, and now we can go to all corners of the United States and Canada.
Okay.
To join our team, you need the 2020 the 2020 design platform, which you already do, so you don't have to worry about it. The sample kits, like I said, you'll get a credit toward the account to purchase the new sample, so don't worry about that right now, but keep using what you currently have. And that's really about it. So I just want to open the floor up for any questions that you might have. If you want us to do a cost compare, I can certainly give you a complimentary design, and I can certainly send you the new samples. I have 2 samples right now, a white and a TFL level 4 that can certainly mail out to you complimentary, or you can just wait until we get the new samples and it's full stock. And then after that, we do their dealer agreement that you and Mikey can go over, and then we can do our training, and then we just do quarterly follow-up. So again, we're not hassling you for everything, but we're always here in case you ever need us. So I'll leave the floor to you. What questions can I help you answer?
Well, first things first, I had a client reach out and she wants us to do a closet for her. It's a small closet and also some garage drawers and shelves and things like that. So I did my little drawing, but I was wondering if I could send it to you to do in 2020, or if you could help me do that.
Absolutely. Why don't you send it to me? Right now, the old catalog, or the catalog that's currently in use, doesn't have garage cabinetry, but I have a test catalog. It still has some bugs and fixes on it, but I can certainly give you a proper price on it. And I'll just rebuild it when the actual catalog comes in. So I'll just rebuild it for you. It's very easy for us to build closets and garages, but I can certainly give you what it's going to be from Winnipeg. So no problem at all. Just send it to me. Give me about 48 hours and I'll send everything to you with a panoramic view and so forth. Just give me a plan view. Just give me any details, an approximate color, approximate height, any details. Be happy to do it for you.
Perfect. That would be great. Thank you.
Okay. Otherwise, anything else for me?
I don't think anything right now, but if I think of anything, I can send you an email.
Okay, sounds good. My only question that I have for you now is marketing. Do you guys outsource your marketing, or do you guys do that yourselves?
Right now we're doing it in-house, and hopefully eventually we'll be able to afford hiring a marketing professional.
Gotcha. So you do your own website then. So you're in charge of updating. Okay, awesome. Which is always nice, because sometimes when you outsource marketing, it takes them a long time. If you can quickly just take care of your own website, you can easily upload our information if you'd like, and change whatever you want. A lot of our dealers ask, do we have to use the Perfect Fit logo or say that it comes from Perfect Fit? You and Mike can decide. You can have it blank, so nothing says Perfect Fit, and say it's coming from yourself. Or you can say that it is coming from us. So every dealer is going to be a bit different. We have somebody from Canyon Creek that doesn't want to say, I don't want to say Canyon Creek cabinetry. I want to say it's coming from us. By all means, you can do that exact same concept. Okay. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for chiming in. I'll upload this session into our YouTube channel, and I'll send this link along with your plan view that you're going to send to me all in one go. So Mikey can certainly check out this meeting that we just had as well. Okay, that would be excellent. Wonderful. Thanks so much. Appreciate it, Sarah. Have a wonderful day, and call me if you need anything. And I can't wait for your email. Okay, great. Thank you so much for your help. You're welcome. Thanks, Sarah. Have a good day. You too. Bye now. Bye now.